Assalamu alaikum. Invite endless blessings into your home. Please subscribe now, the button below. But for tonight we'll recite and read from Ihya Ulumuddin and all tariqas of the 7 nafs. And each one can hear, we won't get to 7, we'll get to maybe 2 or 3 if we're lucky, of the nafs. 7 names of your nafs, its bad characteristics and a little bit of the understanding of its danger. Then you'll see how these teachings have implemented all of that reality. This is the whole system of their teaching and it's all meant to go after that. InshaAllah Haji Yahya has a good English and he likes to read. So nice and pronunciation and not too fast, Shaykh. If we go over something then I'll tell you to stop a second. So the first level of the nafs, hello?
The Nafs-Amara.
Nafs-Amara. This is the evil self.
In this first level of the development of man, the rational self and human conscious have been overtaken by carnal desires. At this stage our self does not recognize the rational or moral limits on the way to achieve what it wants. This first level expresses itself in selfishness, arrogance, hardness of heart, oppression of others, lack of gratitude, ambition, stinginess, envy, anger, cynicism, laziness and stupidity.
Hold on, do we know anybody like that? I don't want to know anybody's names no. But when we go over these, this is for us our own diagnosis, like a medical class. You read what they describe these awliyaullah from teachings of Prophet. This is the immense science of the self. So when you see somebody of these characteristics, they're nafs-amara, that they are not accepting anything from the heavens and their understanding is to enjoy this life with whatever ability they can, regardless of who's affected, who's helped and who's harmed by it.
Thus the self on this level is attached to the worst of characteristics against which we have been warned by Allah and His Prophet. For instance, self-admiration, arrogance and pride, hardness of the heart, oppression of creatures, fondness of exposing the faults of others, lying, gossip, backbiting, envy, jealousy, criticism, undeserved self-praise, bitterness, attachment to what belongs to others even if it possesses something better, lack of contentment, constant complaining, lack of gratitude, blindness to blessings, wishing to increase without effort, extreme selfishness, greed and covetousness which knows no bounds.
Like TV now, there's not a television station or channel that they call news, and it's not news, it's just this. It's a whole bunch of nafs-amara people sitting in front of a camera displaying all these characteristics, what they call talk shows, commentary. There's no more news on the television, nobody's reporting news. They're just one after another doing every type bad characteristic. Why? So that when you watch it you begin to absorb it and you think this becomes a normal for you, that you'll go out and you'll do this. If you are doing these things then you're at the level of nafs-amara. So you don't have to admit to your shaykh how high you think you are, you just read this and say, oh that's where I am, yes this is your maqam.
Love of control, love of self and its desires, hatred for those who criticize it even if it is for its own good, and love for those who praise it even if it is in hypocrisy, rejection of advice and counsel and only talking about itself. Originally the nafs, the false ego, was one of the Creator's gifts to man, but because we allow the nafs to lean towards material values, to take pleasure only in worldly life, our nafs has become almost animal-like while its shape remains that of a human being. This nafs is our worst enemy, who is living inside of us, dominating and tyrannizing us and keeping our human soul imprisoned and forgotten in the depths of our subconscious. On the level of commanding nafs, influences are very heavy. Unless somebody wise and strong holds you by your hand and takes you out, it is very difficult, if not impossible, to get rid of these influences. When we follow our rational decision and are rescued from our misery by a strong teacher, then we may rise to the second level, the blaming self, Nafs lawama. Thus the soul is pulled out from the dark dungeon of the ego to the light of conscience, and we will see our arrogance being transformed into humility, vengefulness, and hate into love, anger into kindness, lust into chastity, if Allah so wills. The remembrance that is appropriate for its treatment is La ilaha illallah.
So then understanding these, and then we ask ourselves, am I in that? So when people understand they have a lot of bad desires, a lot of bad characteristics, they're not changing their characteristics, then this is to understand that this nafs of mine is at that level and it continuously pulling me towards the badness. So we come to tariqah because they're showing there's no help for you with yourself, there's no self-help. Has to be through Allah giving guidance. When Allah gives guidance He dispatches the lion tamers. So that to begin to send an energy, a teaching, a reality, stop what you're doing. And by accompanying these associations and watching the teachings, taking the fires and the lights of these teachings, making the madad and the ta'weezes and all of these things are all the implementations to lift amara out and to take the servant out of a deceitful character and to acknowledge Allah, to feel it, to love it and to understand the Divine Presence, inshaAllah. Nafs al-Lawama. Now that if we rise from that